Right here, we're looking at 1 million tokens of SolCtrl. If you have 1 million tokens, then this is what your rewards could look like. So 1 million in monthly volume, which is basically really just not that much, you're getting around $333. And if you won the monthly payout, you'd be getting an extra 24 grand on top. So if we have 10 million in volume throughout the month, you would be getting around $3,000 in Solana in rewards. And you'd be getting, if you won the payout at the end of the month, 60 grand, which is obviously freaking crazy. If we had 50 million in volume, then your monthly rewards, what you would definitely get would be around $14,000, 14,300, and the payout would be nuts. It'd be 220 grand at the end of the month, which is really awesome. And if we had 100 million in volume, then you would be getting around 30 grand for the entire month. Everybody who holds 1 million tokens, if the average amount of the circulating supply is around 210 million. If it's less, then the rewards will be higher. If it's more, then the rewards will be a little bit less. So everybody would get 30 grand for 1 million tokens with 100 million in volume. That's a really sweet deal. And if you're one of the winners who gets that huge payout, you'd be getting 420 grand at the end of the month, which is really awesome. Now we're going to look at 5 million tokens. The more tokens you have, the better the numbers, the better the rewards, the better the odds of your winning. We're going to look at the odds at the end of this as well. So same thing, 1 million in volume, getting $1,600 at the end of the month, and the payouts are going to be the same, 24,000. You just have the increased likelihood of winning with the more tokens that you hold. The monthly volume for 10 million in volume, if you had 5 million tokens, would be around $14,500 with 210 million circulating supply. And with 50 million, you would see 71,000. With 100 million in volume, which would be freaking awesome, you would be seeing around $143,000 in Solana rewards at the end of the month. So everybody who has 5 million tokens, if the average of circulating supply was to stay around 210 million, everybody would be seeing 143,000 at the end of the month, around that amount. Obviously, if you win these big payouts, then you'd be getting this on top. So this part is extra. This is if you win, and this part is, like it says, deterministic. It means you will get this based on the percent of the supply you hold, based on the total amount held, based on volume. So let's go ahead and look at the last numbers, which is 10 million in volume. Obviously, if you get 10 million in volume, that's a lot of tokens, and it's a really sweet deal. So with only 1 million in volume, you'd be getting around $3,300, which is really good rewards, right? With 10 million in volume, you'd be shooting up to 30 grand. With 50 million in volume, you'd be at 143,000. With 100 million in volume, you'd be getting close to $300,000 with 10 million tokens just in rewards. And then obviously, if you have that many tokens, you have a very high likelihood of winning these big payouts on top of that. So you would get your rewards, and then if you won, you'd get this on top. So here, if the top wallet, or if a wallet that held 10 million tokens and we saw 100 million in volume, they would get around 300K in rewards. And then if they won on top of it, they would get an extra 420K, coming out to about $720,000 in Solana rewards, which is obviously really freaking awesome. If you have that, more tokens you hold, the better odds you have of getting that big payout, and the better percent you have of eating up the share of rewards that come from volume. If there's good volume, that's why we've done 1 million in volume all the way up to 100 million in volume, to get an idea of what it could be based on how much success we see. Lastly, we have the odds of winning. So obviously, the more tokens you hold, the better odds you will have of winning, and the higher likelihood. So 1 million tokens is not bad. You have a 2.36% chance. 5 million tokens, it goes up quite a lot to, basically a 1 out of 10 chance of getting that big payout at the end of the month. And as you saw before, it's actually quite a lot. Even with basically no volume, it's still about 24 grand. With 10 million in tokens, you would be greatly increase it to around 21.65%. And this is assuming 210 million supply. So if there's a bunch of the tokens held and a lot of the supply is in circulation, and then a sell-off happens, that 210 million supply will drop to, say, 180 million, and that would increase everyone's chances of winning, because now there's less tokens to pick from. So your odds go up, and there's a dip that you can buy. to increase your odds, and we're going to be increasing the amount of tokens that we give new holders, so you'll be able to get a lot of tokens, a lot of entries to become one of these winners at the end of the month. It's actually a really awesome setup that we have because it incentivizes rewarding growth and really just helping support the launchpad that we have. You know, this math isn't including a launchpad at all. You add utility revenue to this and you'll have quite fun numbers to work with. So like I said, if you have 10 million tokens, then you have basically a 1 in 5, 1 in 4 chance of being one of those big winners at the end of the month if you're able to get 10 million. Obviously, if there's big dips and whatnot, then people can try to build their positions. Like I said, if we go back to looking at these numbers, the payout at the end of the month, even if we have 1 million in volume, there's still going to be a $24,000 payout at the end of the month. Whether you have 1 million, 5 million, 10 million tokens, at the end of the month, 5 people are going to get $24,000 worth of Solana. Obviously, that can fluctuate based on the price of Solana. It can move up or down if Solana moves up, but it'll be around that 24K. If we hit 10 million in volume, then 5 people at the end of the month would be getting 60,000, like I said. And if you have that 10 million tokens, whether you got the pre-sale or buy at launch, then you can have quite good odds of winning. So if the big sell-off in this project provides a big buying opportunity to get that many tokens to increase your odds of winning. And the numbers just get better. Obviously, if we hit 50 to 100 million, we've really accomplished what we're setting out to do. And 5 people are going to see life-changing money. They're going to see their rewards and they're going to see the big payout, and they can still have their bag to take profits or to hold for the next month's rewards and to kind of assess whether or not the launchpad revenue is going to keep generating enough rewards, because the launchpad revenue will probably mostly go into the rewards. So if we get 100K, which is really not that much from a launchpad a month, then the rewards would be for 5 holders, it would be about 20K a month. So there'd be heavy incentive to not sell down the project for the top holders below 20,000, because the rewards would probably be worth more than what their bag is, and it would be every month. Anyways, guys, just want to give you a quick demonstration of what the math can look like, how exciting it can be if we have high volume, and how there's even a huge payout opportunity that everybody has odds of winning. But obviously, the more tokens you get, the better the odds you have. But you have the opportunity to buy, sell for profit, hold for rewards, and hold for that big payout, and to hold for the launchpad success, depending on your a belief in the project.